How's it going? This is the Gamo GR Jungle Magnum. This particular one is in 22, and it says, on the barrel that it can go up to 1,300 feet per second. But we all know that's with... Oh, someone's firing something big in the next bay. We all know that's with alloy pellets. So we're going to see what we're going to do with some lead pellets. So I'm going to let you have a look at the rifle, and I'll show you all these different pellets that we're going to test here. Here's a closer look at my particular Gamo. As you can see, I've taken the butt pad off, and I've taken the cheek riser off, and I haven't bothered to put on a scope. Got the iron sights there. And here's a look at all the pellets we're going to be testing today. I've got 18 different pellets. We use the Craftsman Premier just as a what do you call it? As a control group, and then a whole bunch of other ones that I thought would be interesting to test, including some of Gamo's own pellets, and then just for fun, a bunch of slugs. I know they probably won't work well, but hey, just out of curiosity, I want to know. So, like I said, I have removed the butt plate, and I've removed the cheek piece. And the reason for that is, with the butt plate, it is 15 inches length to pull from the trigger to the back of the butt. I am way too short for that. I tend to like a 13-inch length to pull, so I've taken that off. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but at least I can get my arm around it. The reason I took the cheek piece off is because you can't use the iron sights if you've got the cheek piece on. Your head's just too high. You can't get your head low enough. And it comes with a scope, and actually works perfectly for that height. But I couldn't use the scope either. The scope was too far forward, and there was no way to move it back further. I couldn't get my head far enough. I couldn't get the correct eye relief. Also, it just made the rifle kind of heavy and unbalanced. So I just took the scope off. It was also not a very good quality scope. You probably need a better one anyway. And then I took the cheek piece off, and now I can use the iron sights just fine. Yeah, I don't know. I am clearly not tall enough, or long-armed enough, or long-necked enough to use this out of the box. So I've had to modify it for my particular stature. So anyway, I've got my target set down there at 25 meters. What I'm going to do is test all these different kind of ammos. I'll do some 10-shot groups. I'll test some velocities here, and we'll see if we can get some decent groups out of it. Yes, we're using the iron sights, but I've got some big black 6-inch circle targets down there, so I'll just have to aim for the center of that. Should be, hopefully we can get some decent groups, and hopefully have a pretty good representation of the accuracy of each of these pellets. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Here we go. Now, gotta get my hearing protection on. This thing is not backyard friendly. That's why I'm here at the gun range with it. I would like to be able to shoot it in my backyard, but this thing is not quiet enough. It's also a nice workout. It's a two-handed opening for me. I can't do it with one arm. Let's see what kind of... I'm just going to shoot the Craftsman Premier hollow points on camera, then we'll do the rest off camera, and I'll get back to you with the velocities and group sizes. 882. You're probably thinking, gee, without that butt pad, I bet it's not very comfortable to shoot. And you'd be right. It kind of hurts. Oh, no reading there. So if any of you have any suggestions about how to make it more comfortable without adding any length, I am all ears. $893. 908. No reading again. 896. 908. 887. 905. 905 again. And 898. Oh, leave those on. All right, let's go down and have a look. And then we'll shoot the rest of the pellets, and I'll show you how that goes. So let's go have a look here. Let's see what we did. I can already see it's not great, but at least they're all in the circle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Must have been a practice shot earlier. Well, that's not. No, actually, you know what? That's 11 because I couldn't count when I started shooting. Anyway, I'm not particularly impressed with that. So let's try some other pellets and we'll see what kind of luck we can get. Well, that didn't go quite as well as I'd hoped it would. So I ended up doing a 10-shot group, one 10-shot group for all 18, 19 different pellets and slugs. And the best group out of 19 different types of ammo was a 2-inch group. Maybe my expectations are too high, but a 2-inch group at 25 meters works out to be just over 7 MOA. 7 MOA? Is that really as good as this thing can do? Like, I'd be interested to know what other people have been able to get with this type of rifle, but I know I was just using open sights. I know I'm not the greatest shot, but, it was bench rested, 19 different kind of ammo. The best was 7 MOA. I'm kind of disappointed. The only other air rifle that I have any experience with is my Weihrauch HW30S. I can get sub 3 MOA groups all day long. No problems. On the exact same day that I tested this one, I shot one group on camera with the Weihrauch and got a 3 MOA. Shot exactly the same way. Bench rested exactly the same way. Like, I'm sure this thing is hold sensitive. I know that's a thing with Springers, but my God, if it's that hold sensitive, like, that's just ridiculous. So anyway, the best one was a 2-inch group. So one of the groups that did really well, that got 2 inches, I thought, oh, just to double check, I'll shoot it again with that same ammo at the end of my testing. And what did I get? I don't know. It was like a 2.5, almost 3-inch group. It went from a 2 MOA to it went from a 7 MOA to a 9.5. And not only that, not only was it bigger, but the point of impact shifted. It went like down an inch down and an inch left. I shot this thing a year ago when I first bought it, and I had the scope on it, and I went out and shot like half a tin of what do you call them? The Craftsman Premier hollow points. I shot 250 rounds, so I must have done, I don't know, 25 or so 10-shot groups, and they were about as well as I shot here. The Craftsman Premier's got a 2.5-inch group. It was about 9 MOA, 8 9 MOA, and sorry, mosquitoes. And I could not get that thing to stay. Like, it was, I mean, it would always be on, a piece of paper this size at 25 meters, but I could not get that thing to be consistent at all. That was why I got rid of the scope in the first place. I thought, oh, maybe I can just do it open sights. Maybe it's just that type of ammo it doesn't like. No. I think I either got a lemon, or I don't know how to use this gun right, or it's just not that great of a gun, which is kind of disappointing. I got this mostly for the novelty factor of it being, powerful, a Magnum Springer. And true to that, I was getting 25, 26 foot-pounds with most of the pellets, which, I would have been happy with that. I would have been happy with, say, 4 MOA. If I was able to get an inch at 25 yards, I'd have been happy. I thought one of these types of pellets, one or two of them, it would have really liked, and I'd get an inch group, and I'd be like, it likes this one, I can just shoot that one. No, didn't happen. Pretty much didn't like any kind of pellets. So it was kind of disappointing. I am probably going to sell this thing. Because at this point it does not have any redeeming qualities. It is hard to cock, which again, if it was reasonably accurate and had good power, I could forgive just about anything else. But since it can't do it isn't accurate, it is difficult to cock. The trigger is terrible. It is long. It is creepy. It is staged. It has terrible vibrations whenever you shoot it. The recoil in general is unpleasant. As I said at the beginning of the video, it does not fit me. I had to try to modify it, and that just actually made it even less comfortable. But that's just me. That's not really the gun. If it could be a 4 MOA gun, and hopefully some of you have been able to get that. I did not. I'm disappointed. I'm not going to keep this. I will sell it. The slugs, as we all knew, weren't going to do very good, and they were. Geez, how big was my slug? My slug ones. Let me see here. Ah, they're at the back here. Slugs. Oh, geez, what's this? 5-inch group. What's this one? It's a 5-inch group. Sorry, I should have been more prepared, but there's just really no good news. 4.5-inch group, they're like 14, 15, even 20 MOA groups. It was absolutely ridiculous. We kind of figured that one for the slugs, and because they were so heavy, it actually slowed them down. So they were down to like 20 foot-pounds as opposed to the 25 foot-pounds with a lot of the pellets. Here's a close-up of the best group that I got. As you can see, I've got this thing here at just over 2 inches, and yeah, that was the best one. Gamo Hunters gave me 26 foot-pounds, 7.1 MOA. A couple other ones. Here was a 7 MOA, but it dropped down to 23 foot-pounds. Those are the JSBs 5.53s at 15.89 grains, and this other one were the JSB 13.43, and they gave me a little over 2-inch group and a little over 7 MOA. That one dropped down to 21 foot-pounds. So even though these ones were a little better, the foot-pounds just weren't there. Didn't like it. This was actually the best foot-pounds. There was a few others that were 25, between 25 and 26. This was the only one that actually hit 26. And just to give an example, I shot my Vyroff. This is the one shot I did on camera, and I also did a video of it. Under an inch, 3 MOA. And this isn't even the best one. I've done them down to 1.7 MOA. So this just happened to be what I got in that camera. One group beat all of these 19 other groups by more than half. So I think that's a good endorsement for the Vyroff, and it's not a very good endorsement for the Gamo. So that was pretty conclusive. It was a long day of shooting it. I was going to try to get 2 groups per type of pellet, but it took me like over 4 hours to get those, just to get the one group with all the pellets. And my shoulder was pretty sore afterwards. And looking at those preliminary groups, I was like, there's not really any point in continuing. So, not every gun's going to be great. Not every test is going to be a success. I learned that this gun is not for me. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Thank you for your time and have a good one.